Hello Pythonistas, welcome to Pythonista Geek channel. So today in this video we are going to see few of the most commonly used built-in functions which is regarding the list in Python. So quickly we can see many functions we have already seen on the previous videos for how to create a list, how to update a list and how to append items into a list and how to remove an items into the list. So I'm not going to repeat those things, but we can just have a glimpse of them and we can continue with the new functions. Yeah, so append we already know if you want to append only one element in a list, that too towards the end of the list, then you can use this append function. Then extend means you're going to use this extend function when you want to append more than one items in a list. And comes the insert. If you want to append or add an item inside the list, that in between a list, you know which index you need to append. Then you're going to use this insert element. And this is new one. So copy. So if you want to get a copy of a list, then you can use this copy method. So quickly we can see with an example. So first I'm going to write fruit is equal to the same way apple, orange, and grape. So these are the three fruits. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to print the fruit. Now if I'm printing and running the C, I will get all the three things. Now I'm going to get a copy of this fruit. So fruit copy is equal to what I'm going to do. I'm going to refer the fruit here. So I'm going to have a copy of this fruit in the variable called as fruit copy. Now I will print fruit copy. Now if I run and see the program, I will get both same because it is just a copy of this fruit dot copy. So this is how we can get a copy of this fruit copy. But there is a quite small difference. If I am going to change this fruit copy value, like fruit copy dot append, I am going to add watermelon. And after this, I am going to print fruit and print fruit copy. Now if we run and see the program, this appended item is available only in this fruit copy but not the fruit. So we are creating a separate variable which has all the elements and both of them are not going to be matching at any particular point of time. This is what this copy method does. But if you want something like a syncable one, like if you want to sync both the elements, like whenever I make a changes on fruit, then it should reflect in fruit copy. If I make a change on fruit copy, it should reflect in fruit. If you want to have something like that, then there is some other option for us which is called as equal to symbol itself. So I am going to have another variable called as fruit equal is equal to, now we can have the same fruit here. So if I am writing fruit, then what will happen? This value of fruit will be when going to the fruit equal. Okay, so now what I am going to do is I am going to try to append a value in fruit equal. Fruit equal dot append. Maybe I am going to append watermelon. Now what should happen? This fruit equals value should have watermelon and fruit's value will also have watermelon. Now I am going to print fruit and fruit equal. Yeah. So if now I am running and seeing this program, can you see both fruit and fruit equal became same because we have made this equal to symbol. Now I think you got the difference. The copy will just give a copy, but this equal to symbol will just refer to the variable fruit. So the reference will be the same. So whenever you do changes in the fruit equal or fruit, it will affect both the variables here. I think it is clear. If you are not so much clear of what I am saying as reference, I will give in the description about the variables memory allocation. It will be helpful for you to realize what is happening here. So please check out that video also if you don't understand what is happening in this particular scenario. Okay, now we can move on to the next function. Remove function we have already seen. It is going to remove a particular element. So clear method clears all the elements available in the list. So if you want to clear all the elements and we need an empty list, then we can use this clear method. So in short, I can just try to clear and show you the fruit copy. So if fruit copy dot clear. So this function will clear all the elements in fruit copy. If I am running and seeing this program, can you see fruit copy has become empty? So this is the basic need of this function. And yeah, so these are few functions, and there are some more functions we can just continue. So max, what will it do? It will give you the maximum number in the list. So if I am going to have a list and if I am going to write some numbers in it, maybe num is equal to, we are going to have a list. So I am just typing some random numbers so that you will get to know what is happening. So this is a list for us. If I need to find what is the maximum number in this list, I am just going to print num.max. So this will print me the maximum number available in this list. Oops, what happened? Okay, so we should write as max of num. Sorry friends, it is a small confusion. So if I am writing max of num, then in this particular list, the maximum number is printed. The same way we can find the minimum number also using the variable min of num. So this will give you the minimum number available in this particular list. So these both functions, I think it is very clear and easy. Now index. If you need to find the index of a particular element available in a list, you don't know the index but you know that that particular element is available, then you can use this index. What you should do is, you should write the index, like if I am going to find where is watermelon in a fruit, then I can write as print fruit dot index of which element I need should be written inside double quotes. If I am running and seeing this program, I can see it is available in the third position. That is from 0 it will show you, it will not show you from the 1. So it is going to show 3. Now we can just move on with the next thing. Yeah, reverse. So this will reverse the list which is available for us. If I am going to have a reverse of maybe fruit equal, then I can write as fruit equal dot reverse. This will give you the reversed list for us, and then we can just try to print fruit equal. So now if we run and see the program, we will get the reverse. See, watermelon has come first, grape second, and it goes on. So this is how we can reverse a particular list. Now we can find the length of the list with the help of this length operator. If you want to find the length of this num, then I can just write as If I am writing print len of num and running the program, the length of this number variable is 8. So it is printing as 8. Clear, as you already saw, it is going to clear the entire list. So sorting is we can sort the elements either in ascending order or descending order in a list in a very simple manner. So that is available in this sort. So if you want to sort this num, I can easily write as num dot sort, and this will defaultly sort in the ascending order. I am going to print num now. So now our num will be sorted in ascending order. Can you see 11, 22? So it is sorted in ascending order. If I want to sort the same in descending order, then I am going to write num dot sort of reverse is equal to true. So if I am writing reverse is equal to true, then it will sort in descending order. Now if I am running and seeing this program, can you see it has sorted in descending order? Like this only, we can sort either in ascending or descending order in a list. Count. So count is a function which is used to count how many times one particular element is available in a list. So in a list can have duplicates. So if we want to find how many times a particular element is available, we can use this count function. So if I need to count how many watermelon are there in a fruit list, then I'm going to print fruit dot count, and inside that I should write which is the element which I am going to try to count. So if I am running this program and seeing, it will show me how many times watermelon is available in our list. So it is available only one time, so it is printing correctly as one time it is available. So that's it, friends. These are all the important built-in functions that are dealing with lists. I hope it is very clear for you. If you have any doubts, you can ask in comments. And if you want me to explain any other built-in functions other than this, which is involved in the list, you can also ask those in comments. Do subscribe to the channel, and this is Shravanti. Bye bye.